And we have to sit on the sidelines and be worried about being called Islamophobic? Really? I lived in Iran for 11 years and I saw what this was all about. If Americans cannot see what's going on in Australia, tragic event, breaks my heart. There's a lot of Assyrians and Armenians who live in Australia, and I'm Assyrian and Armenian. There's a lot of people. A pastor, Bishop Marmari, got stabbed in the eye. A Syrian bishop who was very much needed, his voice during COVID, got stabbed in the eye by a Muslim boy at 19 years old. Here's a bishop that went to Gaza to pray for Gazan families.
Patrick Bet-David still continues to stun his audiences with his tremendous insight, especially because of his own history, being born in Iran and growing up in an Assyrian community, Christian community, coming to America later in life and founding a very powerful advertising agency in the United States. Recently, his valuetainment has gotten billions of hits from people around the world with his tremendous insight, especially what just happened in Bondi Beach yesterday in Australia, where many, many Jews were murdered by two Islamic terrorists, both a father and a son. Let's listen to Patrick Bet-David speak about this incident, what it means for America, and the threat of Islam in the United States. Don't forget to leave your comments below. And, of course, subscribe to this channel. We'll talk to you on the other end of the video. Let's take a listen.
So here's the irony of what happened at Bondi Beach yesterday in Australia when two Muslim terrorists killed 15 innocent men and women ages 10 to 87 years old, with 42 hospitalized, while a man named Ahmed Al-Ahmed, who happens to be Muslim at 43 years old, steps in, we've all seen the video, takes away the weapon, gets shot twice, is celebrated as a hero, which he ought to be. But you know what the irony is? The irony is even one good, peaceful Muslim man couldn't save the life of 15 innocent human beings celebrating Hanukkah, which is what their religion is about, from two Muslim jihadist extremists from killing them. So I don't care if 90% is peaceful. The 10% true believers, jihadists, that hate what America stands for, that hate the Western ideology, that hate us protecting women, us allowing women to vote, that hate the freedom of speech model that we have, that hate the Second Amendment model that we have, that hate the capitalistic society that we have. And we have to sit on the sidelines and be worried about being called Islamophobic? Really? I lived in Iran for 11 years and I saw what this was all about. If Americans cannot see what's going on in Australia, tragic event, breaks my heart. There's a lot of Assyrians and Armenians who live in Australia, and I'm Assyrian and Armenian. There's a lot of people. A pastor, Bishop Marmari, got stabbed in the eye. A Syrian bishop who was very much needed, his voice during COVID, got stabbed in the eye by a Muslim boy at 19 years old. Here's a bishop that went to Gaza to pray for Gazan families. He went there with his church. A 19-year-old comes and stabs him in the eye. And he still forgave him because our religion of Christianity believes in that. We're supposed to sit in America, think it's okay with what's going on in Dearborn and Somalia. And Governor Tim Walz has the audacity to get up and say we're going to let even more Somalians in after $1.5 billion was stolen from taxpayers over there. Really? We're supposed to sit on the sidelines and be vocal about this and not think it's a big deal? We're supposed to do that? I don't know about that. Listen, this is what matters to me. I love this country. I love America, and I fear the man upstairs more than anything else I fear in my life. More than anything else I fear in my life. The grace and the life he's blessed me with makes no sense. Every day I'm grateful for what happened. And I feel bad because those 15 who are no longer here with us, their kids will never hug them again. There are no more dinners. The family, the mom, dad, there are no more, hey, honey, no, gone. Gone. Why? Islamophobia. Don't criticize them. They're peaceful. Why don't we pull up some data? Do we not see on Snap, when all the Snap government shutdown was taking place, who took advantage of most of our SNAP programs? Who was it? Which immigrants took advantage of what SNAP programs? What did we learn during this season? What are we funding? What are we supporting? Who are we recognizing? Who are we protecting? We got veterans who fought for this country. Are we more worried about our veterans or illegal immigrants that come in here? Who's a priority? Americans? I don't know. But there are certain things that we shouldn't be afraid of being vocal about. This is one of them. By the way, I don't care if you're Muslim, Sunni, Shia, Jew, 7-day, Jehovah, 7-day, LDS, Scientology. I don't care what you are. If you come into a community, you assimilate, you love America, you make it safer, you create jobs, you adjust to what the country standards are, you bring crime down, you bring all of that stuff down, good for you. And if you do that, I don't care where you come from. But also, if you pay attention to that data, and we see when they come in, what they do to Dearborn, what they do to Somalia, what they do to different communities, and you still sit there and you're like, nah, it's just not a big deal, then you deserve everything you get. Because we learned what happened to Australia, because the Prime Minister 90 days ago, stop being Islamophobic. You know, he's Novak phobic. He's more afraid of Novak not taking a vaccine than these guys that are coming in right now. Look what they're doing to their beautiful country. And it's a lot of Australians and Armenians, like I said, that live in Australia. And you see what's going on to UK. And now look what's going on in Poland. They take nobody. Dominic Tarczynski, he said it, the parliament. He said it, zero. Lowest unemployment, lowest crime, lowest stabbing, lowest any of that. And they have the lowest population of taking refugees from Muslim countries out of any country in Europe, and they're crushing it. Maybe what we need to lean on is God and data. God and data. Maybe we need to look at God and data and make decisions based on that. Anyways, God bless everybody.
Well, I think Patrick Bet-David really just knocks it out of the park. I mean, the guy understands what's really happening in the Western world today. He comes from Iran. He was born there. He came from an Assyrian Christian family to the United States. But instead of coming here and attacking people and destroying society, he's building society through his insurance company, through his PR firm. He's talking about good Judeo-Christian values of brotherly love and peace. That's not what's happening inside the Islamic world today. They want to destroy Judeo-Christian civilization. It's happening in London, it's happening in Paris, it's happening in Syria, it's happening in Israel, it's happening in the United States, as witnessed by the murder of the National Guardsman and the wounding the other one just a few weeks ago in Washington, D.C. And now we're seeing what's happening in Bondi, in Australia, one of those peaceful places in the world. This father and son pair that carried out that murder were not mentally ill. They can't be said that they were just doing it because they had a mental illness. They were doing it because they were growing up in a society which preaches hate and violence. They are against assimilating in society. They want to destroy society. And thank God people like Patrick Bet-David are speaking out against this. They're talking about what's going on inside Islamic society. No one knows more than him, who grew up in it. He understands exactly what's happened. He made the decision to build. They're making the decision to destroy. And Western democracies and Judeo-Christian civilization must wake up now before it's too late. This is a pattern, not happening once in a generation. It's happening, ladies and gentlemen, every few days. Good Americans like Patrick Bet-David and others have to start speaking up, telling the truth, understanding what's exactly going on, warning of the dangers of radical Islam, and putting a stop to it as soon as possible before it destroys our society. And I'd like to hear what you guys have to say about this. So don't forget to leave your comments below and subscribe to this channel for more great videos in the future.